You know the brand names of all of the famous action cameras that have underwater capabilities, and you know that those cameras usually cost $200, $300, $400 or more. So is it possible that you can get an underwater action camera for under $60? That's any good? That's what we'll find out straight ahead as we take an up-close look at the AKASO EK7000 straight ahead. Hi friends, Bill here. Welcome into Bill's Reviews and Tech Tips. We are literally standing in the water because we're going to demonstrate for you the AKASO EK7000, a camera that boasts 4K 30 frames per second footage. So we're going to run it through its paces, and you should also know as we look at the unboxing of this kit that the entire thing, somehow for less than $60, contains all of the attachments you would ever need, comes with a couple of batteries, and everything except for the micro SD card is self-contained and included, including the waterproof case. So for my purposes, what I'm most interested in is the quality of the footage once we take this thing under the water. And it's really what I mostly got it for. I don't need an action camera otherwise. I can use my phone or some of my other products on a gimbal. But when we go diving, you want to make sure you have watertight and still good video quality. So I think the only way to really prove whether or not this AKASO EK7000 is any good is to go for a dive. And so as we take a plunge beneath the surface of the lake for the first time with the EK7000, there are a few things to take note of regarding the performance of the camera. And the first is that when the lighting is good, when it is pointed in the proper direction, I think the image is crisp and definitely clear enough to use for videos like these. Now, if you're producing a high-end for television or for some sort of broadcast medium production, obviously you're not going to use an inexpensive underwater action camera. But for what we are doing here and what most of you are doing in your day-to-day lives and in the fun that you have with various activities, so far the images have been very crisp. I also appreciate that the waterproof case is truly waterproof. I had done some research before going through this test and wondered whether or not the AKASO case would hold up. It did. The camera comes out bone dry at the end of it all, and as we are looking at this footage now, you can draw your own conclusions as to whether or not this budget action camera delivers on its promises. And by the way, we are simply looking at the underwater performance aspects of the camera. There's still the other uses for it. For instance, there's time-lapse capabilities. There's a 20 megapixel still image camera that we'll take a look at some of the images from, and a robust variety of uses that I think make this a pretty good value. But again, we'll let you draw your own conclusions. As for the underwater portion of the dive, one of the things I wanted to see was how well it would illuminate and kind of separate out some other object. I mean, obviously I'm holding it at arm's length, so that's not too difficult to keep me in focus. But what about this fish as I'm swimming nearby, and this fish is about a foot long. It's probably about 6 feet away as I'm tracking after it. And again, the EK7000 holds up pretty well. Okay, let me wrap up our time with some parting thoughts about the EK7000, because the question that we're all wrestling with is it really a good buy? I mean, depending on when you make your purchase, you might be able to get this thing for under $75 for the entire kit. That's pretty impressive. There are more attachments in that box than I even know what to do with, and the waterproof case has proven to be very reliable. From a performance standpoint, and we've shot video now on dry land, we've taken still images with the 20 megapixel camera, and of course we've been underwater with it. And I think the one constant that comes shining through is that when the light in the environment is good, so is the image. It's not going to have a robust enough sensor to provide you with crystal clear imagery when the lighting is poor. It's going to get a little grainy. So in the end, if the question that we all have and that we're addressing is the EK7000 a good value buy for an action camera that goes underwater? My answer is yes. So, if this review has been helpful to you at all, and you want to make a purchase of the EK7000, I'd appreciate it if you would use the link in the description below. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it helps us out just a little bit. And please hit the subscribe button so that you can be a part of Bill's reviews and tech tips moving forward. Thanks much. We'll talk to you next time.